Hello everyone. I hope you remember the amazing guessing game I uploaded earlier. Today I'm taking you behind the scene to show you the Python code that was used to achieve it. So you are going to see how a few lines of code can turn into an interactive game. So let's dive in. We are going to start by importing what we call random integer from random modules. So we say from random import int. We then define our function with def keyword and name it number guessing game, open bracket, close bracket, colon. Now you may want to first welcome your users with print welcome to this amazing game, and also you get the username, save it into name variables. We use input statements and ask user to please enter his or her name. And since we need to validate whatever the user inputs so that it should be only letters, we put this into while loop that is preset to true. Now if name is alphabet, what should happen? We need to break out of the loop. If not, we tell the user to enter only alphabet. We tell the user to enter only alphabet. Once this is done, we go out of the loop and now create a personalized welcome message for this user. So we capture the username in this curly brace. This is like a placeholder, and we welcome the user properly by saying welcome exclamation. Let's see how good you are in guessing. Since we are using a placeholder, we need to use f-string. Okay, and then we can now instantiate or initialize. We can now initialize our random int in order to guess number for us between 1 and 20. We save this into number to guess. So we say rand int and it takes 1 to 20. Now because we want to track the number of attempts, we set attempts to be equals to 0. That's initial attempts. We now create another while loop and set to true, and then we ask user for inputs. This input is going to either be number or queue for user to quit, either the number to guess or say please enter a number between 1 to 20 or queue to quit. Since the user have two options there, one is string and one is integer, let's deal with that of string, which is queue. So we say if user underscore input dot lower method, that lower will ensure that even if the user put capital letter q, is going to still convert it to small letter q. So if this is equals to q, let's use single quotation. If this is equals to q, what should happen? We should break out of the loop. We're supposed to even tell the user goodbye, or let's just break out of the loop. Otherwise, let's try to convert the user input that was string to integer or float. So we save this into another variable called user underscore num. Now we save this, or we cast it into int. Remember, we supply the first user input. Okay, now remember that every try must follow exception must follow try and exception goes in line. So this exception will raise a value error this value error will notify the user to please enter either number or queue to quit should the user input something different from these two values. Okay, so once that is done, we can now increment the attempts from 0 to 1. That is, the user have successfully make his or her first attempt. So after the second round, it will increment it to 2. So we say attempt plus equals to 1. So now let's try our function. Let's see our program whether it's working. It throws error at line 18. There's error at line 18. That's syntax error. That is number underscore to guess. Now another error at line 32. That's indentation error. Let's see 32. So let's bring this forward small so that we align with try. Now another error at line 35. Let's take that inward small so that we be under try except. Now our function is working correctly, but in order to be sure to check whether it's working properly or is doing what we ask it to do, let's instantiate this function and run again. You can see, welcome to this amazing game, please enter your name. Let's assume I enter Tunde. It says Tunde welcome. Let's see how good you are in guessing. Please enter a number between 1 to 20 or queue to quit. So let's assume I want to quit. It's end the program. Let's go back and run again. This time around, let me put Tunde and 5 3. So it says please enter only letters. So now let me put Tunde. It says Tunde welcome. Let's see how good you are in guessing. Please enter a number from. So I put 20. Since there is no other line of code to execute, it won't go further until we complete this code. So let's now continue by typing if statement. That is, if the number inputted by user is less than the one generated randomly by the rand ints, what should happen? That is number to guess. If the number user guess is less than the number is supposed to guess, what should happen? We are going to tell user that you guess low. That is, what you guess is lower than what you're supposed to guess, or what you guess is lower than what the system guess. Okay, so let's copy this and in an event that what the user gets is greater than what the system already guessed, so we just need to change this to greater than, and then we change this to higher. Okay, now if the user input is not lower and is not higher, that means the user has guessed correctly, so we have to print correct. You have guessed rightly at a particular attempt. You have guessed rightly at, we put attempt in curly brace in order to capture the number of attempts, and type attempts. Alright, so let's run the stuff again. Let's run it again. Okay, so welcome to this amazing game. Enter your name, Tunde. Please, Tunde, welcome. So I've input 16. You guess I input 10. You guessed lower. Input 15. You guessed I. Input 13. You guessed I. Let's input 12. Correct. You guessed right at 5 attempts. Thank you for watching. Share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.